give him the freedom of choice. You know what I mean? But he wanted to choose. He wanted us to choose him because in him is life. You can he cannot coexist with sin, and that's why, because of what Satan did, he separated himself from God.
You said free will.
Yeah.
My brother is actually struggling through his righteous path, and his question was always, what is free will? If God knows everything, why are we alive if he already knows the outcome?
Why are we alive? Well, we're alive because of his grace. Grace, the grace, God's grace is like his how do you say? How do I explain it? Sometimes like God's grace is like it's like favor. God's grace is like, dang, I'm trying to find the words and I can't find the words. Somebody help me out.
His mercy is like, it's kind of like a mercy, like.
Well, it's not really.
What he allows him.
Mercy goes in grace, but it's like his love, like it's him like seasoning you with love, or like you said, mercy is a part of his grace, like his actions, God's actions towards you. You know what I mean? That's his grace. So the only way that like I can explain it is like how we benefit from him is like his grace. Us breathing air every day and stuff like that. But the thing with it is free will. That's a spider? Hey, you a beast, man. Hey, free will is the ability to choose. The ability to make your own choices. That's what free will is.
But if God knows what you will choose and what the outcome will be after you choose it, what's the point?
Well, the point is we still have. All right, now let me say this, right? He knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't. He does. So my thing is this. He cannot exist with sin, right? So he gives us the choice to choose between right or wrong. He knows our path, but he doesn't create our path. He guides us.
He doesn't want us to be like robots.
He
wanted someone to love him, no matter like choosing to love him. He didn't want someone that was just a robot doing what we say, do what we do, kind of actions.
So he has his angels.
I'm gonna get back to it.
Oh no, he wanted something.
Remember last week the Bible at the church we had about your question, how even though he knows the choices we make and he knows what's going to be what's going to happen in the future, the choices we make is going to end up being what it's going to be. Remember how that one guy, he's not a pastor. Remember how he says that he put his hands around us as we have faith in him. But then again, he makes us. He doesn't control us, but he's gonna protect us still, right? But then again, once he gives us the power to make a decision, and once we make the wrong decision, he uncovers us, and that's how he's giving us a choice. Okay, so you want to do this instead of doing the righteous way, then you're gonna see what's gonna come, and it's what you're gonna deserve.
You reap what you
I'm
sow.
gonna get back to that, but listen.
Like my part to put onto that, which is what I believe. I'm not sure if it's the correct way, but like we're all born here to go through a spiritual life and going through a spiritual transaction into heaven. This is a way to go to heaven. So if we're just being developed, God needs to let us develop and grow and be our own beings. He can't be controlling us, but he is gonna affect it the most that he can positively. So he helps you out while you're in this transformation from humans to a spiritual being going to heaven. So that's basically my.
And that's a perfect way of explaining it. The free will is like, your ability. Oh, you got something?
No, I scratched myself. Can't blame me.
Yeah, what?
To be comfortable while
Yeah, that's a good one. Allowing our bodies and our minds to mature. You know what I mean? Like you said, God will take His hand. Now He will never leave you, but He will remove Himself from you and give you that space. To let you do whatever you want to do. Now, when God shows His presence in your life, or His grace, or whatever He shows you, the only time that He does that is to benefit you. For a certain situation. Sometimes He'll put it in your mind, like you'll have like a thought or a feeling, the discernment. This is right. Don't do that. He'll tell you that. You know what I mean? He'll like, if you know what I mean, and it's up to you to decide whether to accept what He's saying or not accept what He's saying. You can choose yourself, or you can choose Him. That's it. Now, if you, whenever you commit a sin, what happens after you? What happens after you commit the sin? Just not even about God, but what do you do after that?
Kind of feel bad.
You feel bad, but you're alive.
Yeah.
Now, the wages of sin is what?
Yeah.
It's death. But every time you commit a sin, you're still alive. You know what I mean? So you're dead. You're dead in the spirit world. As far as existing with Him, that's not happening at the moment. You're committing sin. You're living a sinful life. That's not happening. You cannot coexist with God. You cannot exist in heaven because heaven is holy. It's perfect. You know what I mean? And you doing those actions are imperfect. Your motives and everything are imperfect. So you cannot coexist. But He's allowing you to correct yourself. He's allowing you to choose, to keep choosing. Keep choosing every time you commit a sin. Keep choosing, keep choosing. Even righteous, keep choosing, keep choosing, keep choosing. It gives you the ability to do whatever you want. If you want to make a sandwich, you can make a sandwich. He's not gonna tell you, no, don't make that sandwich. You know what I mean? He's not gonna. If you're about to commit a sin, and excuse me, if you're about to masturbate or something to some pornography or whatever, he's not gonna make your hand disappear or freeze up. You're gonna do it regardless. You know what I mean? You know it's not right, and he knows it's not right, but he's allowing you. Okay, you want to make that choice? You make that choice.
Here's something.
That's his free will.
Romans chapter 5 verse 18. Yes, Adam's one sin brings condemnation for everyone, but Christ's one act of righteousness brings a right relationship with God and new life for everyone. Because one person disobeyed God, many became sinners. But because one other person obeyed God, many will be made righteousness.
Which one is that?
That's chapter 5 in Romans.
What verse?
18.
18.
Yeah.
For by the offense of one judgment came upon all men to condemnation, even so by the righteousness of one, the free gift came upon all. I was reading this too. That's amazing.
It sparks my mind sometimes. Romans is a very powerful.
Yeah. Now, that's perfect what you said, because I was, man. Yeah, you could have made a lesson out of that too. But okay, so for one man.